Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us. A very good evening and welcome to the AMA session of National AgriFunds Hackathon. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. We are thrilled and excited to have you here to discuss this amazing opportunity that this hackathon journey holds for each one of you today here. So, the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, are the organizers of this transformative initiative. Hack to Skill, in collaboration with NABARD, is proud to present you the National AgriFunds Hackathon. This hackathon aims to revolutionize the rural areas and access financial services seamlessly, right? Empowering them economically as well as enhancing the financial education in the rural parts of the country. Allow me to introduce our esteemed mentor for the session, who brings a wealth of experience in the technology sectors. We have with us Samkit Sharma. He's the director at ActoSkill. We also have the board of directors and the members from the NABARD. Hi everyone. I hope all of you can hear me and I am well. So we are live now, and all the audience is with us today. So we are initiating this AMA session to enlighten them about what this whole hackathon is and what do we aim in terms of products and MVPs, right? So before we begin, I would just request Samket to walk us through the initial effects of the Global FinTech Fest, which is one of the initiatives at which the winners of the National AgriFunds Hackathon will be felicitated. So, Samket, if you can just walk us through then, and then we can kick off with the AMA session.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining this session. This is the event I will say, the fest which Shakti has been talking about. It's the Global FinTech Fest happening on 5th to 7th of September. It's next month only. And you can see this is supported by Ministry of Electronics and IT. Apart from this, Department of Economic Affairs, NPCI and all. It is, you can say, one of the largest event of fintech in India or the global, happening in Geo World Convention Center in BKC. The entire event is it's itself a very large, or I will say the mega event itself. You can see that the number of like countries participated. It's 125 countries being participated in this. 50 plus workshop will be happening. 500 plus exhibitors will be there. 800 plus speakers will be there. So you can see that there are a lot of knowledge spreading around. A lot of like networking spreading about. A lot of leadership content will be there. Investment pitches is also part of it, and you are also part of it if you got selected, if you got win this particular hackathon, and you will be facilitated in front of these all dignitaries and all. Apart from this, you can see that entire this Geo World Convention Center, all the three halls and the three larger halls, and the big space has been covered. So you can see that there are a lot of footfall will be attending this particular initiative. Apart from this, there will be an expo will be there. All the startups, all the fintech startups, all the related startup, you can take insights from these exhibitors. There will be 500 plus exhibitors will be there in this particular initiative. Apart from this, like this is thought, this content again, when all these great leaders meet, they will come up with this various leadership content and all. You can access all this particular content in various fields and technologies, various particular segment and approach for this particular content and all. Apart from this, they call for papers also. There are a lot of papers being published around this Global FinTech Fest. Apart from this, investment pitches is also open. It is also live. You can see the dates and all, how the things will be happening here. And this is the main part, the hackathons around this particular Global FinTech Fest. We already like initiated SEBI, one of the empowering investors hackathon. And now you are in the AMA session of National AgriFunds Hackathon. And then SBI Hackathon is also part of it. Go and check them out. Go to GFF 2023 website, and you will able to see all these hackathons in the sections around. Apart from this, this is a global fintech. There is also award also there for all the startups, all the technologies companies will be part of this particular award section. Now you can see the level of speaker being taking part in this particular initiative. Uh, 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 Nirmala Sitaraman, Piyush Goyal, and all these dignitaries will be taking part in this particular as a leadership and all. The governor of RBI and all. So you can see that how largeness of this particular initiatives will be. There are international speakers also from various companies like Google, some payment networks company and all. You can see Germany, Bank of Japan and all will be part of this particular initiatives. So this is a lot of leadership, lot of Indian good startup, unicorn startup dignitaries will be there for this particular initiative. This is our advisory board. You can see the lot of great people from Carl Mehta to Rajesh Bansal and all. They all will be the part of this particular initiative. They are the advisor. Krish Gopal Krishnan and all. They are the part of, and then Srivnas Jain from SBI mutual funds and all. So these are the dignitaries who are the advisory board, and you can see that how that large thought process will be happened from this particular initiative. So this is the country which is partnered in this. Israel, Australia, Brazil. These are the country. The Germany and all is being participated in this particular initiative. And these are the few supported channel agency who are partnering in this particular initiative. So that's all for this particular initiative. Over to Shakti, so we can initiate this EMA session, and all we are waiting for your queries to be answered. Over to you, Shakti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samket. It was brilliant your walkthrough for the GFS session. We're really excited about this whole journey from this hackathon to winning this, and felicitating the winners at the Global FinTech Fest, which is one of the largest in the globe itself, one of the largest conferences that is going to be held itself. So without any further ado, I would just request the mentors from the NABARD team to quickly help us with their introductions, so that everybody is familiar whom we are having as mentors with us, and so that we can take it forward from there. And meanwhile, I'll pull up the website for the hackathon to start beginning with the AMA session itself.
Start कीजिए.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Rahul Shastri, General Manager. Sir.
I am Sunny George from the technology team at NABARD.
I am Aditya Mavinpurve, AGM in Banking Technology and Financial Inclusion.
Thank you so much for your quick introduction. So without any further ado, what I would do is let me just quickly pull up this screen. So I hope that is visible to all of you, and to the open audience out there itself. So we are today sitting at this hackathon. All of you have participated, and it has been thoroughly a great experience. Engaging with you and talking day in day out, and how good we have come across to this day at the AMA session. So let me just quickly walk you through the schedule first, and then we can hit on with the problem statement. So registrations have been already open. The AMA session today, we hold here at the AMA session today. So induction will take place. Registrations and the submissions will close on 27th. As instructed over the website, the registrations and submissions will close on 27th itself. The idea, so what you have to actually do in submissions is you have to put across your idea presentations, your demo videos, wherein you can explain what have you built actually, for solving this problem statement here, right? And the prototype, if you're coding out a website, if you're coding out an app, what are you trying to build, right? Give us the source code of it. We will try to evaluate how much efforts have you put it across. That's how we'll know, right? So submit all of that before the due date, which is 27th of August, Sunday. And we will be more than happy to announce the finale teams with whom we are going ahead with the demo pitches, which is scheduled on 29th itself. So we will be having a panel of jury members wherein they will evaluate your problem statement coming in directly from the boards and higher hierarchy of the management team of NABARD, and we will take it forward from there. So I would just request our esteemed mentors for the day itself, if they can walk us through the problem statement what is actually the objective of this problem statement, right? And what are they expecting in terms of solutions from the open audience, from the developers out there? If anybody can take up this.
Yeah, objective is to develop innovative solutions to provide digital financial services in remote and inaccessible areas lacking connectivity and communication networks. The challenge is to ensure that residents of such regions can access financial services seamlessly, empowering them economically and enhancing financial inclusion. So all of you know there are pockets in our country where connectivity is an issue. So we want such a solution wherein those people can have access to financial services digitally. So the challenge is to design and implement a robust digital financial services platform that functions efficiently in areas with limited connectivity. The key consideration include offline functionality, user-friendly interface, security, adaptability to different devices, and interoperability with existing government schemes and financial institutions. So that's the ask.
Right. Thank you so much for walking us through the problem statement. In terms of expectation, people are now building, solutions made out of applications, because now the developers are, free hands, got their free hands. They understand the problem statement, right? And they bring out their own creative minds for solving these problems out there. So we've got, for this AMA session today, we are already receiving a lot of questions coming in the chat box. Maybe we can take it them one by one. Let me just stop sharing my screen, and I would be more than glad to pull those on screen. So people have, do we need to create a payment? Okay, so let us shoot from the beginning. Okay, we've got a very interesting question here. Can we create a website for this problem statement? So do you expect a website? Because now that people are really confused. So will that website work out? Will a website work out?
See, the issue is connectivity problem. We need solution for those areas where connectivity is not there. So I think website won't be a solution for that.
It's not oriented towards a laptop world or a desktop world. So if that's a very broad hint, that let's try to devise something that works on a mobile.
Right. So that's a clear statement here that a website, if you can make it mobile friendly, maybe that can be one of the options.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So if that is a mobile friendly app, maybe that is an option. It's a web app. It can also run
Mobile
on
responsive,
connectivity.
mobile responsive site should be
yeah,
okay.
mobile responsive if it is there. So yeah, Aditya, that's your answer there for your query. And maybe if you can build on something that works on low connectivity, whether it's a web app, whether it's an Android app, that is good for us. So let me just quickly pull up the next question for you. Very interesting question from Raghav. As we are now surrounded by Web3 technologies, can blockchain or distributed ledger technology be considered and utilized to enhance transparency
Please.
in transactions?
So basically we are looking at, I think the problem statement was enunciated very clearly or articulated very clearly. We're looking at a simple application which can help people living in low connectivity areas to do various very basic banking functionalities.
Financial.
Okay. Just simple transactions. We are not looking at very complicated. We are not looking at trading in stocks. Okay. We are not looking at that sort of stuff. So something very simple. Would we really consider blockchain? So if you have something innovative in mind, please do come forward. But please understand the scope, and maybe you could tailor your solution or engineer the solution around that. Would anyone else like to contribute?
The idea being that the focus is being on the rural area. That is connectivity, low connectivity normalization. The rural areas can be in the hilly areas, etc. It could be on the deserts. It could be any of this thing. The issue focus is on financial services being provided through a simple solution that is not just accessible, makes services accessible, but it should be user friendly also. So we should keep in mind the potential users of this application, especially from the rural area.
Got it. I guess that answers your question. So
Raghav.
maybe interesting. Yes, Raghav is there. We have got very close by question here. So can you provide more details about the user-friendly interface? Are there any specific design guidelines or usability considerations we should keep in mind? That question comes up from Gagan. Means, are there anything that specific that one should look at while thinking about or brainstorming about this whole activity of building this product? Can you help us giving out an edge on that?
User friendly.
So when we talk about user friendly, we are looking at a departure from, like, suppose you go to a bank and you have to open an account. So a few years back, they used to give you a 10-page form which you have to fill up and then put so many attachments. Okay, today, what is the journey that a customer does? He just or she just gives her Aadhaar number, and most of the data is pulled in. Okay, most of the demographic data that includes the age, the date of birth, the address. Okay, so many things. So basically, they don't have to enter anything at all for opening an account. Okay, so can we look at such processes? That is what I think we meant by user friendly. So the most what a customer really looks for is, don't make me do a lot of work for you. Can you make it as simple as it is for, say, whatever I want to do? Can the response, the whole interface be very responsive, intuitive, so that I don't have to do, as a customer, I don't have to do a lot of hard work for doing these basic stuff that I want to do on this app.
Absolutely.
I hope
Agree.
that answers your question.
Yes, that makes sense, and that possibly answers that question as well. So, if you can think on a user perspective, how easy you can make for the user to, get and fetch this information, right? In low connectivity areas, as also mentioned, in hilly areas or remote areas, right? Absolutely. So you can take that into consideration. Consider user as a user first approach, and you can build on things on top of that. So
And
maybe
Shakti, while we are waiting for the next question, Shakti, I'll just like to as a filler, just
yes.
say that, see, what really succeeds in a fintech market. Okay, this is all, like, what really succeeds is if you are able to identify a problem
Right.
and give a solution for that. Can we find some pain point the customer is facing? So you will have a different perspective out there, which maybe large banks or large institutions may not have, sitting in the, say, in the financial capital of India, that they may not have that perspective. So is there some particular problem that a customer would like us or like you to solve for them? So can we work on something that would be a great way to
Starting
proceed on
point.
this? Great, I mean, something, a good foundation to build the whole structure on. I thought I'll just say this while Shakti is searching for the next question.
Absolutely, absolutely. This coming impromptu from you is absolutely groundbreaking and setting up the baseline for all the participants. Because one should absolutely agree to what you have already conveyed to us, and one should think on those lines itself in order to make out the product out of the box idea. Absolutely, everybody will come up in lines of what we have already put across on the website, right? So one should be different in terms of bringing in the problem on their own and solving it and putting it across to the table. So that is a different approach that we are also looking forward to. So absolutely consider thoughts from the mentors coming in, and let me just pull up the questions if we are already there. So we've got one. Okay, so we've got one quick question here from Gunjit. So Gunjit has asked, can you tell us how many concurrent users transaction should be the system be able to handle in terms of if somebody is building something?
Want to try?
Is there any
Good night.
estimate?
What could
It's
be
for
the
rural people, sir.
no, but still that number of concurrent users makes a difference on the design. Yeah, sir.
So that depends on what is the problem you're solving. Like if it is, say, a payment app, so you're trying to give some solution for payments. Obviously, you would have to have cater to fairly build your system and architect it for a huge concurrent user base. Okay, but if it is something more, say, esoteric, like you're building something where say a customer can open an account. Okay, so those volumes are typically much lower. See, you don't say suppose a large bank opens a few thousand accounts a day, but in terms of payments, they would be doing maybe a million payments a day. So that is the sort of multiplier that is there between, say, an asset product, or sorry, a liability product like a savings account, and just a pure transaction product like, say, a UPI payment.
Or
So that would
it could be also that
yeah.
maybe somebody would like to open that micro insurance,
micro
services. So that is also
Right.
something. But that is also something which will not be happening on larger volumes. But yes, that is a service nonetheless.
That's a great idea. Great thought, Mr. Sul.
Absolutely agreed. Yes, please continue if you may saying something.
Yeah. Next, we can have the next question.
Sure. I'll just quickly. So I can see a lot of questions coming in regarding the prototype and the final MVP. So if the mentors allow, I can address that questions on your behalf. So the time frame that has been given, a typical hackathon scenario is wherein you have to build the minimum viable project, and you can showcase us the vision that you're trying to build, right? So we do not expect a full-fledged working prototype or a 100% grown-up startup out of you from 15 days of work, right? So it takes years of experience and research on top of that. But what we are expecting out of a hackathon is typically a minimum viable project or a prototype that you bring onto the table, stating that this is my 40% that I've built during these 15 days of time. This is my 50% or X percentage. And this is my vision to build it across from the upcoming 1 year, 2 year. And this is my approach and this is my roadmap, right? If you can showcase us that, and if you can showcase us what are the tech stack, what is there that you have built, what is unique in your idea, that will absolutely help you build and win the hackathons out of this. So if the mentors want to add something to this, means it's open, means if you can add something, or maybe we can switch down to the next question.
I think Shakti, you said it quite very clearly. I think we can go ahead to the next question.
Sure, I'll just pull up the next questions. So there's a slight technical question coming in. Can you suggest any specific technology stack or infrastructure we should consider while building a robust offline functionality or a financial transaction?
No. Should we?
We would not be. We would not actually make any recommendation here. But I think we should always remember that in view of the low connectivity, it would need some sort of a store and forward feature. Okay. How would you handle, or the other way is like you frequently check for the connectivity, and whenever connectivity is there, maybe a message pops up to the customer that you can now try your transaction. Okay, because that could work. So these are the solutions. See, what you use at the back end as such is not very critical. Okay. So how is it functionally going? How is your application functionally going to solve the problem of low connectivity? That is something that you can work on. So I presume that you will be using a mobile device, or this whole design will be for a mobile device. So inherently, a mobile device has this feature of checking for connectivity, and as soon as it's in range of the nearest tower, then it pops up and says, okay, it shows those the network bars and all that. So that functionality can be used for actually throwing an alert to the customer that yes, this is where you can actually try to put through your transaction. Or if the connectivity is very poor, where it may not be possible to put through these transactions, then they should alert the customer, please don't try now, because you will unnecessarily have wasted efforts and a lot of confusion. Did my transaction go through? Or did whatever I tried, whatever I tried, did it work? So that sort of confusion can be solved, that problem. So that is what I think you should focus on. And whatever it takes to deliver this functionality at the front end, you can. I think we have no
Specific
guidance on this. I hope that answers your question. Like, may not be we are not specifically suggesting use this technology, this stack or that stack, because that is not what we are looking for. We are looking at how you solve the problem of low connectivity.
Absolutely. So it's open tech stack, open to all your choice. You have to solve the initial problem that is there, and this find out solutions about low connectivity areas and remote areas wherein you can evangelize or educate about financial services. So adding up to that, let me just quickly pull up the next question. This is something related to one of the questions that we previously addressed. Maybe this is coming across as a cross question here. So if we have to save the data on mobile devices, shouldn't that have to be uploaded to a server once in a while? For example, the passbook update time to time, update the transactions stored on the phones. So basically, I guess he wants
No, I didn't get the question.
Should I pull it up again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just?
Yes.
Okay. Once in a yeah, this happens. This does happen. For example, passbook. Yeah, I think what the question is, the answer lies in the question itself in a way that it has to be uploaded to the server, no doubt about it. But the time, the frequency, the connectivity, how and when is left to the designer there. So from that perspective, I think transaction data and etc. that need not be that definitely it cannot be lost in that in transit. So from that perspective, yes, it has to be uploaded to the server, no, sir?
Not only uploads, like even downloads. Like for example, you mentioned a passbook. So you may not get all the data in one go. So maybe keeps on trying. Okay, then how would you maintain a session for such long times? All that are, I mean, the like problems that you have to solve.
Absolutely.
So,
So it's a vast area. Maybe you can explore that out, and you can check on what is to be done right in order to provide the right solution at the right stage itself. Uh, Let me just quickly allow me to pull up the next question for you, coming up from Aryan. So Aryan asks, our project should only be around providing banking related issues or any other issue which could financially help.
financial services.
Rahul, I think you should answer this.
Yeah, it has to be, financial services. So our main aim is to provide financial services to the remote localities and population. So that should be the end objective.
Absolutely. The goal is very clear. You need to be very focused on the financial services part. And provided that you're also solving the problem statement about what this hackathon is initiated on. Allow me to pull across another question. So a few small questions coming across now. So one is there from Kabir is, do we need to adhere to some certifications such as ISO or any other sort of? Is that
Certifications, but definitely because we are dealing with financial services, there are certain guidelines which are issued by Reserve Bank of India time to time, especially when it comes to such certain aspects of security, etc. And so, from that perspective, yes, there are certain guidelines that one should be aware of because these are financial services, and all financial transactions come under the purview of Reserve Bank of India. So, a little bit of knowledge of the RBI guidelines, especially because we are trying to use certain services, maybe in case if you want, like for example, if you trying to have your solution as a cloud as one of the other things. So now there is a specific cloud policy of Reserve Bank of India. So that's these sort of things need to be kept in mind. I would not say specific certification is not there. ISO certification specifically. No, I don't think so. Yeah.
awesome? Adding up to that, there's another quick question followed up on similar lines. This is coming from Adi. There can be many changes in the government regulations happening. So, should the platform be able to handle real-time updates and changes in government regulations and policies affecting financial services?
So I think the answer is there already in the question, as my colleague said a little while back. These are government regulations or regulatory requirements. Can we say no to them?
That is self answer itself. You should one should answer one should question this first to themselves, and then maybe we can put it across here. So yes, let me just pull up few couple of more questions, and then we can head to
But it's a good, while Shakti is pulling up the next question, just continuing on the previous one. So yes, we would definitely need to handle any requirements which are there in the ecosystem, okay, from the ecosystem regulators or the stakeholders. So that would be very necessary. And normally any application that we build, you have a minimum viable product, and then you go ahead and keep on increasing the capabilities. So there should be a provision like, and I don't see any difficulty in providing for this, like for change requests in the future to handle any requirements. So that should be very easy.
That
Should not be a challenge at all. Yes, Shakti, please go ahead.
Sure. So I have another question. Maybe this coming across. This has come across to our support team. So I'm just reading out that for you. So how will we handle scenarios where a user tries to perform a transaction that requires real-time validation or authorization during offline uses or during his journey onto the portal platform application? Should I pull it up
Is
again?
that question? Yeah, please.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
OTP, etc.
That question has come across onto our support team. So I'm
It's
just
a support team.
Yes, I'm just putting it across onto the stream and then pulling on off. Just give me. So yes, so this is from the support team.
User tries to perform real-time validation or authorization during offline usage. That's a good one.
So maybe to make sense out of this question, so this is something that this person or individual wants to ask is, how do we validate that transactions on real time scenarios, maybe offline or online by using the application or software or the web app?
Okay, has anyone traveled on a flight where the customer pays using his debit card or credit card? Okay, there is no connectivity on a flight. The POS machine or the swiping happens on a machine where that transaction is stored, and then whenever connectivity is available,
The data is updated.
They complete the transaction. So this is just one way. This problem has already been solved. So we are talking about on the ground, but even this problem has been solved already 36,000 feet above sea level. So can we take some lessons from this? I think it would be beyond our remit to give you a full solution, but maybe you could take a few lessons from this.
Yes.
Nicely true.
Before we hit on, sorry to interrupt. Before we hit on to the platform and the submissions part, just the last question. I'm just pulling it across. These last two questions are coming in from the support team itself. Can you provide examples of how the platform will integrate with existing government schemes and financial institutions to make it easier for residents to access the benefits and services? So maybe tie-ups or something, if somebody can address that.
No. Examples of how platform will integrate with existing government schemes. There are many, especially in the Government of India scheme, ministries sites. There are quite a few, a lot of information regarding the benefits, especially the benefits to the customers. So integrating it with me definitely through some API or etc. But the idea is that one should be able to get what are the schemes that are available, what are the benefits that are available. For instance, your Jandan Yojana had this same thing, like it was providing services like remittances, micro insurance, the pension. So these are certain of the government schemes which one can focus upon in that sense. And definitely there are platforms which are wherein information regarding these schemes are available readily. So government schemes, yeah, I think that will be the good starting point in a way. Jandan Yojana the information. And apart from that, there are quite a few schemes that are available. But that's again, it's a huge ecosystem that's out there. So we can focus on one particular starting point. Anything else
In
you would
addition
like
to that, there is like Government of India has come out with a portal called Jan Samart portal for credit purveying.
Yes.
So people can access that portal for accessing credit for so many schemes. So that is one of the examples.
Okay, for financial inclusion space, for example, I think the whole focus is on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
yes.
today, even credit bureaus are giving scores for financial inclusion loans.
Yeah.
Okay, now suppose can we give them a facility where they can check their score? Okay, so that whether they themselves can know whether their loan application will be accepted or rejected. Can we do something like that? These are some of the ways in which we can help the customer. So this is strictly not a government scheme,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
the whole hackathon is around financial inclusion.
Yeah.
Would help.
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely. Thank you so much for addressing all of those questions. Maybe we can, if we receive more certain questions like this, we can pull it onto your table, draft it and pull it onto your table, and therefore take it forward from there. So to make it forward from here onwards, let me just walk you through the submissions part, which is due on 27th. Let me just pull up my screen. I hope the website is visible to all of you. So this is your website for the National AgriFunds Hackathon, which gives us ample amount of cash prize, which 1.7 lakhs for the winners, and a felicitation at the Global FinTech Fest, which our mentors and Samkit has already mentioned during the initial of this session. Let me just walk you through the website. We have already done that. If you have already registered onto the website, don't forget to submit your ideas, your presentations before 27th, which is the due date. So let me just quickly walk you through how the process works. So if you're already registered, you can see a button here which says dashboard. Otherwise, if you're willing to register, it would say register now. And therefore, once you're done with the registration part, you can go ahead and visit the website. It will say dashboard. There's another option through which you can go to dashboard is on top of at the navigation bar. So once you click on the dashboard, so your dashboard will open up here. So it says welcome Shakti Singh. It will say your name. If you have registered with your name, it'll say your name here. So it already gives you a brief amount of instructions there. So it already gives you a brief amount of instructions onto the platform. If you want to reach out to the support team, here's the email ID through which you can reach out and write us your queries or any problems that you're facing during the submission phase itself. So you can see a ticker here which says submission is pending, or you can see that red button popping up. If you once click there, all you have to do is select the problem statement here. Now that I have not selected, I'm not participating personally, but I would want you to participate in this. But just click on that challenge. Once you move forward, you have to give us a brief. What technology are you using to develop? What positive and unique, what is the USP of this overall product of yours, right? That you have to pull across. Give us your presentation. Do not just submit your presentation. Save it as a PDF and send it across to us. Submit it right there on the platform, right? Then just give us a demo of your prototype or your project that you're building, whether it's a mobile app, whether it's a web app, or anything that you're building, which is solving the right challenge at in the right areas, remote areas, and low connectivity areas. So what you have to do is just record a video, explanatory video of your prototype, which can also be used during the demos and the final presentation in front of the jury members. So we have to send this across in terms of the shortlisting and checkpoint purposes. So just make sure that you're putting across a link which is accessible, which is open, and which is publicly present, right? You can also use YouTube links, Google Drive links, or maybe drop-down links here. So you can put it across here, and you have to do is submit. Those who have already submitted their ideas can also, resubmit it again before 27th. So what will happen is eventually we will get the new ideas and the updated ones from your side itself. So that was pretty much about it. So I will not take much of your time. All you have to do is now go there out on the website, think of the ideas, take in the inputs which have come across from the mentors today. And I would be more than happy to see you getting felicitated at the Global FinTech Fest in front of thousands of industry, folks there present on the stage right there as winners. So stay tuned on the website itself. We will catch back with you anytime soon. Don't forget to write us if you have any queries. Don't forget to write us on the email IDs that is tickering down below. So copy that, maybe keep it handy. It is already available on the website. So all you have to do is just go ahead and write us on the support email itself. So thank you so much for watching us, and thank you so much for participating in this whole initiative itself. What we can do is you can just head towards the website, check out if you haven't already. So we will catch back with you soon. Thank you so much for participating, and we'll see you back again. Thank you so much.